Good morning. Good morning. It is Friday, or not, sorry, it's Monday, the 21st of August. All right. So as always, we're going to go ahead and get into it. There's enough of you in here in which we can start. So I got 3 stocks so far that were on kind of my continuation watch list. And then, of course, we always jump into pre-market to see what's gapping up. And then we go from there. All right, guys. So the first one that I have to have on watch is JMEI. So JMEI is the first one that I particularly have on watch. And now, the reason I really like JMEI, well, there's a few things, all right? And you know, if any of you guys know, if you listen to any things I ever say, I love to look for continuation plays, which basically we're just looking for the stock to continue going up in the same direction. And usually what we look for is a break above its previous high of day, or even a break above the pre-market high kind of thing. So JMEI, I actually shouted this one out on my watch list a couple, I would say maybe a week ago, but I was a little too soon on it. I think I shouted it out maybe like on the 11th. I think it was the 11th that I actually shouted this stock out, but I was a little too soon. The previous day after I shouted out, it actually went red, and then it ended up shooting up a couple days later. So I was on the right track. I was just a little early on it. So JMEI is now on watch. Okay, and so if you guys are looking at, you know, a 1-year chart, you'll see that it's had a few green days. We had 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically 3 green days with 1 doji day, where there was basically just a battle in between the bears and the bulls there. So JMEI is on watch. Okay, so looking into it a little bit more, it's got an 11 million share float. The short float interest is about 4%. And it's got 12 million shares of volume right now. So it is trading on very heavy volume. So we could definitely get in and out of the stock very easily. We shouldn't have any liquidity issues where it comes to, you know, not being able to get filled or not being able to sell your position. So it's looking pretty good. All right. So let's take a closer look at it. So initially, when I had first taken a look at JMEI this morning, I was looking to get in for a continuation over the break of its previous high of day. Yes, JMEI Lahore 92. That's what we're looking at, all right? So initially, when I was looking at it, JMEI, I wanted to get in on the break above its previous high of day. So if you're looking at, you know, a 1-minute or 5-minute chart, you would see that its previous high of day on Friday was 374, 375. So my initial game plan going into today was to play it as soon as the stock breaks above 375. And then my first target price was going to be $4. I was basically spot on, but that all occurred during pre-market. So if you look at pre-market, you'll see that the stock broke 375 and reached 398. So I was going to play for a break 375. First target price was $4. It ended up hitting 398 and dropping back down. Not surprising, considering $4 is a very big mental resistance point. Okay, so the fact that that had already happened, the game plan has now changed. Okay, so it's been a runner for the past few days. A lot of times when stocks run for the past few days, it brings interest to not only people going long, but people going short. When stocks continue to run for multiple days, they have to see a red day at some point. Okay, so today I'm kind of expecting a little bit of a wash at the beginning of the bell, or shall I say, maybe a sell-off. Okay, we've already hit about $4, so we've hit a big mental area of resistance. So when it comes to JMEI, I personally still want the stock to go up, obviously. I'm going to look to get in on a break above $4. That's where I want to go long, but I do see that it might be kind of hard to hit that considering where the price is at right now. So I think beginning of the day, opening bell, JMEI, we're going to see kind of a wash where the stock is going to go down and maybe find some support right at about 375, which was the previous high of day. And if you noticed, in pre-market, the stock had dropped down to about 374, 373, right next to that $3.75 area, okay? So I think we're going to get a little bit of a bounce play off of 375. If 375 can't hold up, we're probably going to see it crack pretty hard and then find some support down to the 200 moving average. If it breaks that, then the real bounce or real area of support on JMEI would be right about 350. So ideally, I want to see a break of $4 to go long. If that doesn't happen out of the bell, then I'm going to look to see if we can get a bounce play around 375. If that doesn't happen, then I'm just going to go and follow it towards the moving averages, a 100, 200 moving average, and then maybe a bounce at 350. But 350 is like 50 cents down, so that would be pretty big. So JMEI, break above $4, maybe a bounce on 375. If it misses 375, then we're going for a 100 moving average, 200 moving average, then $3.50. And that is my game plan for JMEI. And again, these are all some continuation plays right now, okay? Now I'm going to look at AMRS. I know a few of you actually just shouted that out in the chat. So for those of you looking at AMRS, I think your head is on the right track. So again, pretty simple. This is kind of stuff I look for. I look for stocks that make significant moves. And just to recap, JMEI went up 24% on Friday. AMRS is the next one we're talking about, AMRS. This one went up 19% on Friday. So again, these are the type of things I look for, stocks that make a nice move and they continue to hold their highs going into the after hours trading. This one didn't have any movement after hours. So if we take a look at AMRS, whether you're on a 1 minute or a 5 minute, you will notice that the stock hit clear resistance at a mental resistance of $2.50. We hit a nice resistance right at 250. So for me, I want to see if the stock can continue to run, and the only way it's going to continue to run is if it can break through that resistance or break through that ceiling or, you know, go higher. That's the only way a stock is ever going to continue running, is if it can make new highs or continue breaking through those old resistance points, okay? So for me, I want to see AMRS today come in and break 250. Now this is just strictly technical trading. There is no recent news. The most recent news on this is from the 10th of August. So there's really no recent news. So for me, I want to see a break above 250 to continue going long. All right. Now, if you're going to try and play a bounce play or maybe, you know, something like that, you might find support right around 234 or 235. It looked like it bounced off the 100 moving average on Friday there. So for me, maybe see a bounce play around 235 area, possibly, but that wouldn't even be a strong bounce. It's more of so just a support. So for me, I'm strictly playing AMRS to go long over 250. I'm not really interested in any bounce play or reversal, because JMEI would be a stronger candidate for me to find a bounce play or reversal, considering the volume and the amount of traders that are already looking at JMEI. I personally feel you'd have a stronger potential for bounce or reversal than you would on AMRS. So AMRS, for me, that is strictly just to go long over the break of 250. All right. Now AMRS has a 23 million share float. Little bit on the high side. I would like it to be lower, so it is a little bit on the high side. It has a float of short float 7%, and the volume it's trading at is about 700K. So much smaller volume being traded than JMEI. JMEI is trading at 12 million shares of volume. So think about it. JMEI 11 million share float, and it has a 12 million. It's trading at 12 million volume right now. So it's almost a no-brainer for which one I would take a bounce play or reversal on. So JMEI is still beating AMRS, but AMRS break at 250. All right. Continuing, we have FALC. I know a lot of people were actually looking at this one as well. Okay, so again, pretty simple stuff. So FALC was one that in the end of the day Friday, it started picking up in momentum and going up. So that was nice, all right, and it continued to hold those highs. All right, so if I got some time, we'll take a look at ADMP and DCIX. And so the question, Gerardo, I do believe AMRS can go. Even when stocks are downtrending, they have those days where they see some green and some spike, and that's particularly what we're looking for. So it's just one of those things where you just want to keep on watching. You know, you don't want to dedicate all your time to it. Kind of like I was saying, you know, JMEI I personally feel is a better pick than AMRS, but you know, if that falls through, you know, I'm still gonna have AMRS on watch. So there's just things to watch for, and of course, you know, I'm not always right. You know, no one can ever be 100% right. I remember one of the live streams I did, only one of my stocks came through out of like the 5 that I picked, and that was DCTH. you know, and then the previous week before that, I think it was 3 out of the 4 stocks that I pick all did my plan. And then I think last week, I don't know, it was like 3 out of 5. So I'm never always 100% right. I'm just, you know, the ideas are out there, and I follow the same structure almost every single time that I trade. And usually I have one of the stocks coming through for me that does work. So it's just, you pick them, you stick to your game plan. If that fails, that's all you can do. You tried. I mean, the market is what it is. It's crazy out there. So moving on, we got FALC. Now, this one's a little bit lower price. It's only about 30 cents a share right now. Actually, it's 27 cents, okay? So FALC didn't really have any much background information on it. Really, the only thing I can give you is the fact that it has it's trading on 3 million shares of volume. On Friday, it went up 31%, so big move. And again, this is the kind of stuff I look for. The move up, it holds that high price point going into after hours trading and pre-market trading. So right now, pre-market trading, it's sitting at about 27 cents. Okay, so there's some things to look for here. If you're looking at a 1-year chart, pre-startup seed, Mr. Chef, what exactly, if you can shout it out again, what exactly do you mean by information regarding pre-startup seed? Question? I'm not sure what that means, but if you like and clarify that, throw it in the chat there. Okay, so looking at FALC on a 1-year chart, all right, so this morning pre-market, it gapped up to 29 cents a share, and then it came down. If you're asking yourself, why did it go up to 29 cents and then come right back down? Well, if you're looking at a 1-year day chart, you will notice that the 100 exponential moving average, mine's in green, but the 100 exponential moving average sits right at 29 cents. So you wouldn't be able to see that resistance points on a 1 minute or a 5 minute or a 20 day, but you would see it on a 1-year chart. So on a 1-year chart, FALC is right hitting its resistance points of 29 cents. So for me to want to go long or to see continuation, I want to see a break above the pre-market high of 29 cents. And that tells me that A, we broke pre-market high, but B, which is most importantly, we just broke through its 1-year exponential moving average resistance, which is the 100 moving average, okay? So FALC, break above 29 cents to continue going along. So these were all the continuation plays thus far. I will take a look at my scan here, see if anything has really changed. So CTRV has been up there this morning for a while on the gappers, but it doesn't really have any volume right now. It does have some really, really good news out there that just broke out at 6 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, 6:12. So CTRV does have some phenomenal news out on it right now, but the volume isn't there to really push the price. So CTRV could actually run today. You just need the volume to make it. It just needs the volume to go. So right now, CTRV doesn't really have the volume that meets my criteria to want to play it, but we've seen stocks just pick up volume out of nowhere, right? So going into today's trading, it is very possible to see CTRV continue up as long as the volume pours in and as long as traders respect that news, okay? So really, there's nothing too impressive on the pre-market scan that I have going right now. There's one there, CNIT. Let's take a look at that real quick. So yeah, CNIT gapped up. It's actually holding its gap pretty well right now. So you could keep that on watch if you want. Again, it doesn't have a ton of volume right now, but I do like the way that the chart is looking on the gap up. It's gapped up and now it's kind of consolidating sideways. And that's what we like to see for the perfect gap and go setups, is when we see this price gap up and it really just consolidates sideways. And then it really gives us a great opportunity to play the pre-market high break. So CNIT, if you guys want to we'll just go over this one real quick because we can. I like the chart right now, but then again, we still have 30 minutes to go until the market actually opens, okay? So CNIT gapped up to 120. It's now holding that high level, consolidating sideways. So I would look to get in on a break of the pre-market high, which is about 120 to go long. But we're going to need more volume than this to give us any significant move. So if it does, holy cow, if CNIT actually can break 120, this could be a really good play, just because on a 1-year chart, the only actual resistance is at 118, so technically sky's the limit at that point. So I'm going to watch CNIT now. I think I'm going to watch CNIT. All right. So I know a lot of you guys are looking at, so yeah, CNIT already broke its, Philip, it looks like CNIT already broke its 52-week high pre-market right now. Right now it's at 118. So to Philip Franklin in the chat, pretty smart dude right there. He's paying attention to, he's looking at all the indicators. He's noticing that CNIT is sitting at 118 right now. That is the 52-week high of $1.18. So if it can break that and then 120, it could be pretty quick. It could be pretty quick. So let me pull up some information on CNIT and see if, see what we're looking at float wise and short interest and whatnot. Okay, so CNIT has a 22 million share float. It's got a 22 mil float. Really shitty volume. The volume, its average volume is only 113,000, so very low. But it's possible that today we will have much more volume, considering we're right at the 52-week high. So maybe just watch it, keep it on the back burner. We are right at 52-week high, so some good things could come of if we break that. But again, just to keep it on watch. All right. So I know a lot of you were shouting out, I think it was ADMP today. So ADMP, if I'm looking at this correctly, it looks like they had some news out this morning at 8:01 Eastern Standard Time for filing 8K. Something about filing their 8K. To me, there's nothing very impressive about ADMP right now. To me, it just looks like it's very dead, very choppy, very low volume. There's not much follow through on anything right now. So ADMP, I wouldn't be very concerned about watching right now. It's just doesn't meet much of my criteria when it comes to trading. I believe somebody else shouted out DCIX. I believe that was another one. DCIX actually just hit my pre-market scan right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at DCIX. Okay, so DCIX did move a little bit after hours and a tiny bit pre-market. If I'm looking at this correctly, let me go into a later time frame. Okay, so it looks like DCIX is actually hitting some resistance that I drew from a while back. So DCIX, again, there's just not a ton of volume in DCIX. So DCIX doesn't have enough volume to really make any big moves right now. Let's see, CNT 118 TOS. So yeah, there's a lot of people. So we got CNIT. A lot of people are looking at CNIT in the chat. DCIX, nah. So Parth on there, I'm going to just answer your RTMB question real quick. So RTMB, everyone should know that one. That was the one that moved like 350% on Friday. RTMB guaranteed is probably going to be dead, okay? That was a classic style one-day pump and dump, okay? That we see it all the time. Stocks move 400% one day and then just crash. So RTMB is most likely going to be dead. I mean, yeah, you could watch it. I'm sure there's probably some people watching it, but to me, I don't think it's really going to move much because it went up 350% and then just tanked another 300%. And now it's just holding that really right at about $1 level, right below $1. So not looking too hot right now. Okay. So Stefan looks like Stefan's shouting out that all the shipping sectors, apparently DRYS, TOPS, and ships as well. So we can take a quick look at DRYS, see what's popping there. Everyone loves DRYS at some point. So again, DRYS, it's really choppy pre-market. It's not really showing any great signs. It's basically just a huge rally going on. Okay, so not too much there. TOPS, I've never really been a fan of. TOPS, clear downtrend, no real action in the pre-market trading, very light volume, if basically any. Again, not huge potential there. Okay, of course, this is just going based on what I like to see. Okay, so right now, CNIT is my leading stock on my gap scanner. Next, followed CNIT is JMEI, followed by CTRV and DCIX. So really, for me right now, going into trading, the top two now that I'm going to look at is going to be, and I got to write this down, I'm going to take into account CNIT. CNIT wasn't originally on my list, but considering the fact that I just checked it, it looks pretty good. Okay. To the young Super 1, shouting out OPXAW. I did look at OPXAW, like, I think, was it earlier this morning? So to answer Sasha, we don't, or at least I don't trade Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. I've thought about getting into it. I really want to get into cryptocurrencies. It's just kind of hard for me knowing that it's like, you know, it's all electronic, and maybe I just have to put some more research into it myself. But I'm very happy with trading stocks. I find the money there pretty easily for me. So I don't personally trade cryptocurrencies, but we do have a cryptocurrency chat in our TechBud Solutions group. So after this video is over, if you're not already in there, Sasha, I mean, the link is going to be there. So you can go into TechBud Solutions and then go into our Discord chat room. And we have a cryptocurrency chat channel for people that do trade cryptos for you. Okay. So I guess I'll take a look at, on the support, I'll take a look at MEET. It looks like a few people are shouting that one out in here. So let me take a look at MEET real quick. And then we'll go from there. So MEET. So MEET, to be honest, I traded MEET a while ago. I got in at about this was a while ago, probably a few months ago, but I traded it at about 450, 460 when it was hitting its support. And I think I sold somewhere around the 520 area. No, it was like 510 or 515 areas when I sold that for a swing trade, but I was in it for a long time, so yeah. Anyways, so wow, MEET, huge gap down. I can see why you guys would be interested in this, because this thing has been gapping down from the $5 area to find some support right at $3.40 is about right. So we go down to 340. So looking at MEET, I'm pretty familiar with it. So MEET is one that it usually never trades on very heavy volume. MEET is one of those slower moving stocks. If I pop up its float, we're probably going to have a pretty hefty float on MEET and very light volume off the top of my head. So let's see. So it does have a float of 70 million, and its average volume is 1 million, 1.26 million. So it does trade on pretty good volume, but when you take the volume in comparison and contrast it with its float of 70 million, it doesn't move very quickly, okay? So again, MEET is down, a just gap down. We are now seeing its first couple green days. So it could be an area in which you could get in for a swing trade to go long. It could be one of those areas where you want to get in for a swing trade to go long. It could be. But then again, this isn't my go-to style, But it did hit resistance right at the 9 moving average. So if you look at a 1-year chart, so the only time I would want to get in on this guy, for me, if I want to get in on MEET, I'd want to get in on a break above about 375, 374. And the reason I picked that 375, 374 area is because that's the first resistance point on a 1-year chart. You'll notice if you look at a 1-year, 1-day chart, you'll notice MEET gaps down significantly. We're just starting to turn around a little bit. And it hit resistance right at the 9 moving average 2 days ago. And so for me to go long on this, I would have to get a break above 375 to go long. And then if I'm swing trading, my first target would be about $4 and then $4.13 after $4. Okay. What else do we have in here? JRJC, I did look at that one this morning. SENS and HMNY. Relative volume, Taylor. Relative volume you can find. No problem, Shade. Appreciate you for being here, boss. Fidel, we went over RTMB. Looks like it's going to be dead today. Of course, this is just all my personal opinion after all the experience of trading. So obviously, you guys got to do your own homework. But RTMB looks pretty dead. So we got about 5 minutes here. I'm going to cut it at about 5 minutes. We'll see where we get. So we'll take a look at JRJC because I looked at that one earlier, and SENS. So let's see, JRJC. Okay, so JRJC, kind of what I look for. JRJC has been making some moves early. I did look at this one earlier. Okay, so it does have some pretty strong upward momentum on a 1-year chart, but it's super choppy, and the volume, let me just, hold on, let me back out of here. So the volume is there, kind of. You know, just on Friday, it traded over 500,000 shares of volume, but it traded over 500,000 shares of volume after the whole day of trading. Okay, so it doesn't trade on very heavy volume, so the moves may not be as significant. It may be harder to get filled and get in and out of trades. Okay, but you know, if you want to trade this JRJC, the way that I would trade this would be a break above 238, which was the previous high of day. So I would have to play this for a break above 238, and then my first target would be right at 250, mental stop. So be careful, because you only have, once you break 238, you really only have 10 cents until 250 where you could see resistance because it's a mental one. And then if you break 250, then my next target would be 263, 264, which is the 200 moving average, all right? And then what was the other one? SENS. So SENS real quick. SENS. Okay. So again, SENS showing some upward signs of momentum for quite some time now. But it does look, let's see. Okay, so SENS, it does trade on pretty heavy volume, has been trading pretty heavy on its volume. So this isn't bad. Is there any news? There's really no significant news. There was some release at 5 in the morning Eastern Standard Time about something about filing 8Ks. Now, SENS, I would look, if I were to play this, it's pretty simple for me. If this is going to continue going higher, I would look to get in on a break of above 290 to continue. Again, 290 is only 10 cents away from $3. So again, if you get in on the break of 290, you only have 10 cents of profit before you could hit a huge mental resistance area of $3, okay? So that's some things to pay attention to there. So again, maybe the better play, I would say, would probably be playing a break above $3 for SENS. That would probably be what I would do, is play a break above, you know, probably $3 for that guy, okay? Now, BITCF. So Leon, I don't personally trade over-the-counter stocks, so I don't trade those. But Leon, after this video, there will be a description, or sorry, link in the description to the Tech Buds Discord chat room that we run, and there is a OTC stock chat channel in which Bradley Smith is in control, and he runs the over-the-counter stocks. He's really good when it comes to over-the-counter stocks, which would be BITCF. So definitely go into that chat room if you're not already a part of it, and then you can go ahead and get in touch with them through the OTC stock channel there. All right. And now I just want to go back and take a look at the few picks that I did have to see if they're holding up all right. Okay, so again, JMEI, it's still following this sideways kind of consolidation rally, finding some support right in the 380, 370 range by the 100 moving average, so that's all right. We're still hanging on there. AMRS. AMRS still has no pre-market action, so my game plan's still the same. Get in above a break over 250. FALC, has anything changed here? Holy shit. All right, so again, this is the kind of stuff that I love to see, all right? FALC, turn your computers, your cameras, your phones, your wife, your children, everything over to FALC, okay? Just so you can see what I'm talking about. FALC is killing it right now. So again, like I said, this is one that I had on watch, okay? FALC, my initial game plan was to get in on the break above 30 cents, As soon as we broke 30 cents, we ended up shooting up. We're up 15% right now. So the idea, the game plan was completely correct. We get in over 30 cents. My first target would be 40 cents and then 45 cents, okay? So for now, when it comes to playing this FALC, when the market opens, what I'm personally going to look to do is to get in over 35 cents. That's going to be my thing. Get in over 35 cents. Keep a tight stop. I would definitely keep a tight stop because this thing probably has a very low float. Okay, so it looks like there's definitely some sellers sitting on the ask at 35, which are holding that price below breaking 35. So for me, I might put like I'll probably do a limit buy to get in over 35 cents, just above it, and then we'll see from there. All right, guys. So it's 9:15. 15 more minutes till the market opens. Till the market opens. So go ahead, get your stocks ready to play. Make some money, do your thing, get yourself a cup of coffee. I don't care what your remedy is, but make sure you're focused, ready to go. And that's really all I got for you to gauge. So personally for me, my top two picks that I'm looking at, JMEI and FALC right now. And of course, if those completely suck and bomb, then I'll just go based on my momentum scanner. And if you want my momentum scanner, it's in my YouTube channel. You just got to find it. I think it's an instructional playlist or somewhere in there, amongst all the other videos. All right, guys, so that's all I got for you. All the links to all the chat rooms and all that cool stuff is in the description below. Not yet, but it will be. As soon as the video is over, I can put them in there so you guys can go ahead and join that, all right? So right now, Ricky, if you're not familiar, Ricky Gutierrez, we're partners, tech buds, all that cool stuff. He is now starting his live stream. He should be going right about now. He's going to go from about 9:15 and then maybe another 15-20 minutes into the actual market open where he'll be going over some stocks, and he's able to actually show his screen for you guys. So go ahead and hop over to his channel if you want to see what he's doing pre-market and then going into the trading day. But as for that, that's all I got for you guys. So peace, have a good day, make some money, and don't have a heart attack while you're trading. That would be a good idea. All right, love you guys. Bye-bye.